Good evening and welcome. You're watching the Newshour Agenda, India's most loved primetime show at 10. I'm Padmaja Joshi. Tipu Jayanti and the Karnataka elections are both just a few days away. It's hardly surprising then that Tipu Sultan has entered the political landscape of Karnataka yet again. The AIMIM today submitted a memorandum asking that they be given permission to celebrate Tipu Jayanti in the Idgah Maidan where earlier Ganesh Chaturthi celebrations were held. The party has said that they will go ahead with the celebrations come what may. In its memorandum, the AIMIM said that Tipu Sultan was a legendary fighter and a true patriot. And since he strove for the unity of all religions, the celebration of Tipu Jayanti will enlighten youth about Tipu's bravery and sacrifice. Their final contention is, if the same place can host Ganesh Chaturthi, then why not celebrate Tipu as well?
हम लोग ईदगाह मैदान में हजरत टीपू सुल्तान का सालगिरह बनाने के लिए हम लोगों ने परमिशन पूछा है कॉर्पोरेशन कमिश्नर और मेयर से। परसों जो यहाँ पर गणपति का त्यौहार हुआ था, यहाँ पे 3 दिन के लिए गणपति रखने के लिए परमिशन दिए थे कॉर्पोरेशन कमिश्नर। उसी तरह शहीद हजरत टीपू सुल्तान उनका सालगिरह बनाने के लिए ईदगाह मैदान में हम लोगों को परमिशन देने के लिए हम लोगों ने पूछा है। वो लोग परमिशन दे या ना दे, हम लोग हजरत टीपू सुल्तान का जो सालगिरह है ईदगाह मैदान ये बनाएंगे इंशाअल्लाह।
Now, with the issue being an extremely touchy one, especially in Karnataka, all parties are very wary of touching it even with a barge pole. But most are left wondering about the utility of the Tipu debate being reintroduced just ahead of elections. Is it a surefire way of shaping the discourse in Karnataka again, or an attempt to try and polarize?
You're watching the News Hour at 10.
All right, joining us on the debate, we have S. Prakash, spokesperson of the BJP, Dushyant Sridhar, a Vedic scholar, Syed Hassanul Haq, advocate and political analyst, Noor Ahmad, spokesperson of the JDS, and Rashid Khan, leader of the Congress. Let me start by asking you, Syed Hassanul Haq, why celebrate Tipu Sultan? And more than that, say that, oh, Ganesh Chaturthi was held here, so Tipu Sultan Jayanti should also be held here. Why? What's the comparison between the two?
सबसे पहले कार्तिक पूर्णिमा और गुरु नानक जयंती की सबको हार्दिक शुभकामनाएं, बहुत बहुत बधाई। देखिए, टीपू सुल्तान जी एक महान स्वतंत्रता सेनानी थे जिन्होंने हिंदुस्तान की सरजमी के लिए, अपनी सरजमी के लिए जान कुर्बान की, देश के नाम जान कुर्बान की। और उन जैसे महान स्वतंत्रता सेनानी उनकी अगर जयंती मनाई जाती है तो हम हो, आपको या कोई भी हो धर्म विशेष, उस पर किसी को जो है आपत्ति नहीं होनी चाहिए। जैसे भगत सिंह, महात्मा गांधी, राजदेव, ये सब इन लोगों के हमारे स्वतंत्रता सेनानी है। इनकी अगर कहीं पे भी अगर जयंती मनाई जा रही है तो हमें कोई आपत्ति दर्ज नहीं करानी चाहिए। आज ईदगाह में, जैसे बेंगलोर के अंदर, वो कह रहे हैं अगर वहां पे अगर है कि हम जयंती मनाना चाहते हैं तो ये गलत तो नहीं है कुछ। अगर है
ये गलत इसलिए है सर क्योंकि ऑलरेडी कर्नाटका में सरकार ये फैसला ले चुकी है कि टीपू जयंती नहीं मनाई जाएगी। Now there are various parts and aspects of history. You see him as a freedom fighter. There are hundreds and thousands of families across Karnataka who see him as the murderer of their ancestors. It is documented history. My point is, जब एक बार ये फैसला हो चुका है, then why keep trying to scratch at that wound? What do you get?
आप इतिहास के पन्नों को मिटा देंगी क्या, या कर्नाटका गवर्नमेंट इतिहास के पन्नों को मिटा देगी क्या? उनके कुर्बानियों को, उनके इतिहास को कोई भूल सकता है क्या?
ये तो बड़ी आपत्ति है, सोच की बात हो चुकी है। When everyone has made their peace with them, other than stirring the pot, क्या इससे हासिल होगा? क्या हासिल होगा इससे?
इससे आप कह रही हैं क्या हासिल होगा? एक महान स्वतंत्रता सेनानी, क्या गांधी जयंती हम मनाते हैं हमारे देश के राष्ट्रपिता की, क्या हम जो भगत सिंह की जयंती मनाते हैं क्या? तो इससे हमें कुछ, इससे तो लोगों को, युवाओं को जज्बा मिलता है, जोश मिलता है।
सैयद हसनुल हक, आप महात्मा गांधी का अपमान कर रहे हैं टू कंपेयर हिम टू समबडी लाइक अ टीपू सुल्तान। How can you
कैसे नहीं आप कह रही हैं टीपू
the
सुल्तान ने
father of the
हिंदुस्तान पे
nation
क्या
to
अंग्रेजों से नहीं
Tipu
लड़ते हुए
Sultan?
जान अपने कुर्बान की?
Sir, a man who
टीपू
has been
सुल्तान महान?
documented himself
आप टीपू
writing
सुल्तान ने
letters.
भगत सिंह, आप टीपू सुल्तान से गोडसे को कंपेयर करेंगी आप, या फिर ये लोग करेंगे टीपू सुल्तान से गोडसे को करेंगे? अब गोडसे जयंती अगर कोई मनाता अगर है उसकी, तो हम कहेंगे उसके खिलाफ हमें
सर, हर डिबेट का एंड गोडसे पे नहीं हो सकता ना। आपसे सिंपली ये पूछ रहे हैं कि अगर सरकार ने ऑलरेडी बोल दिया है, अदर देन ट्राइंग टू क्रिएट टेंशन, क्रिएट अनरेस्ट, क्रिएट अ सेंस ऑफ हर्ट, दुष्यंत श्रीधर,
सरकार,
महात्मा गांधी वॉज अ फ्रीडम फाइटर, टीपू सुल्तान वॉज अ फ्रीडम फाइटर, ट्रू और फॉल्स?
सरकार अगर चाह रही है,
just a second.
Namaskaram.
Let's get these. Let's get some facts.
My...
Yes, Dushyanth Sridhar.
Namaskaram Padmaja, and namaskaram to my fellow panelists. Very beautifully the panelist before me has stated that Gandhi Jayanti should be equated to Tipu Jayanti. Without offering my comments, let's see what history has to offer for us. First of all, Padmaja, this word Tipu Jayanti is distributed into Tipu and Jayanti. Jayanti it's a Sanskrit word. In Sanskritam is Krishnashtamyam. It is the 8th tithi from it's called in the Krishna Paksha, in the waning phase, in the month of Shravana, where Rohini Nakshatram coincides. So when all this comes together, that particular moment is called Jayanti. Today we are so bereft of our knowledge in languages that any birthday is called Jayanti. One. Second thing, I'll just read out this line very quickly. Tipu Sultan's letter to Abdul Qadir, dated 1788, states, over 12,000 Hindus were honored with Islam. No Nambudri Brahmin should be spared. 1788 December, letter written by Tipu states, I am sending 2 of my followers with Mir Hussain Ali. Along with them you should capture and kill all Hindus. Those below 20 years may be kept in prison, and 5,000 from the rest should be killed by hanging from tree tops. Tipu's letter dated 1790 to Sayyid Abdul Dulai states, with the grace of Prophet Muhammad and Allah, almost all Hindus in Calicut are converted to Islam. Only on the borders of Cochin state a few are still not converted. I am determined to convert them also very soon. I consider this as jihad to achieve that object. Letter dated 1790. In a letter to Ranmas Khan, the Nawab of Kurnool, Tipu states that I have taken charge of 40,000 Kurgis as prisoners and incorporated them into my army. He gloats about killing the Iyengars of Melkote. He says that, in fact, Padmaja, I think in a publication dated 1969 in Lahore, it states that Tipu Sultan has achieved his mission of converting and killing so many Hindus. Well, yes, he is a freedom fighter and he has done wonderfully for the unity of all religions. And all of us should get together to celebrate the very holy Tipu Jayanti.
Go on, respond, Syed Hasanul Haq. And while you may see one aspect of the person fighting against the British, you just need to go to one part of Karnataka which is known as Melkote and go around the time when Diwali is celebrated in all of the country. There Diwali remains completely dark because they remember it as the day when their ancestors were butchered by the man you glorify as the Mahatma.
को पैनलिस्ट मेरे बैठे हुए हैं यहाँ पे, उन्होंने जयंती के बारे में कहा। सबसे पहले हिंदुस्तान है हमारा, ये ठीक है, हिंदुस्तान में आप उसको आप कहिए आप यौम पैदाइश मनाई जा रही है उनकी हो या जयंती मनाई जा रही हो, ये अल्फाज एक ही हैं। दूसरी बात है, क्या ये व्हाट्सएप यूनिवर्सिटी से पढ़ के बोल रहे थे क्या? आप गोडसे जैसे लोगों पे आप कैसे आप कह रहे बात कर रहे हैं? आप टीपू सुल्तान के बारे में आप कह रहे हैं एक महान स्वतंत्रता सेनानी जिसने अंग्रेजों से लड़ा, हिंदुस्तान
It exists in Karnataka. I have been there. Syed Hasanullah, it is very unfair आप किसी को भी इस तरीके से बोले। आप कभी गए हैं मेलकोट नाम की जगह पे? आप कभी गए हैं क्या मेलकोट नाम की जगह पे?
कैसे बोल सकते हैं?
अरे मैं आपको बता रही हूँ ना, I can tell you from personal experience, मैं गई हूँ। वहां पर फैमिलीज हैं जो कि कह रही हैं, 1500 से ज्यादा फैमिलीज हैं जो कि कह रहे हैं कि 18th सेंचुरी में दिवाली के पहले टीपू सुल्तान had rounded up all of the Brahmins in that town and set them on fire while alive. They were killed, they were murdered, and they are saying it. It's in their family history. आप जाके लोगों से बात कीजिए ना. आप WhatsApp पे क्यों भरोसा कर रहे हैं?
ना WhatsApp यूनिवर्सिटी के पढ़े हुए हैं.
अरे भाई वहाँ पर लोग बैठे हुए हैं who have documented their history. What are you talking about WhatsApp? It's their life.
कैसे अगर कोई अपने धर्म को अगर है, कोई अगर शख्स अपने मन से अगर किसी धर्म को अगर मैं अगर चाहूंगा किसी धर्म को फॉलो करना अगर है, किसी धर्म को बदलना, आप में कह देंगे कि फला ये बैठे हुए हैं जो बैठे हुए हमारे ये जिहादी हो जाएंगे, ये आतंकवादी हो जाएंगे.
सर मैं तो कोई धर्म बदलने की बात ही नहीं करी. मैं तो आपको बता रही हूँ कि वहां पर पीपल वर राउंडेड अप एंड किल्ड सिंपली बिकॉज ऑफ हु दे वर. क्विक रिस्पांस फ्रॉम दुष्यंत श्रीधर.
स्वतंत्रता सेनानी थे, उनकी जयंती मनाना, हम सबको उनकी आदर सम्मान करना हमको चाहिए.
All right, very quick response from Dushyanth Sridhar. Then I want to bring in
just a quick intervention. Yeah, Padmaja, I don't know if people do respect history and evidences. Tipu's letter dated 1790 to Sayyid Abdul Dullah. It's now third person who's stating it. It's a historical evidence where Tipu himself is gloating. He says, by the grace of Allah, almost all Hindus in Calicut are converted to Islam. And there he doesn't say that people have come forward to understand the beauty in the tenets of Islam. He is forcibly converted. He says a few of them are still not converted. I'm determined to convert them also soon. I consider this as jihad to achieve that object. It is something that is recorded in history. I don't know what आप बता रहे हैं, आप आतंकवाद बता रहे हैं, आपकी मानसिकता एकदम गोडसे वाली है. बिल्कुल जिहादी एक स्वतंत्र सेनानी को आप जो कह रहे हैं आपकी मानसिकता आतंकवादी वाली है.
अरे वो टीपू सुल्तान के खुद की चिट्ठियां पढ़ रहे हैं भाई. आप जिसको जिहादी बोल रहे हैं, जिसको गोडसे बोल रहे हैं, वो खुद टीपू सुल्तान की चिट्ठी है. बट लेट मी ब्रिंग इन Mr. S. Prakash as well. Always the allegation is this was a settled issue. In Karnataka, where you're always on dodgy ground of late, you suddenly get an AIMIM to try and revive a dead issue. Mr. Prakash.
No, first of all, the government will not permit any Tipu Jayanti on the Idgah, on the Chandamma Maidan. It is not even an Idgah Maidan there in Hubli. They are allowed to pray for 3 days in a year. Ganesh Chaturthi was also held for 3 days. Equating Ganesh Chaturthi with Tipu Sultan Jayanti is atrocious and stupidity. And the government stand is very well known to everyone in Karnataka. These people trying to foment communal trouble in the state, in our state, which will not be allowed under any circumstances. They will not be able to hold the Tipu Jayanti with or without permission on that ground. They are needlessly creating controversy only to seek some cheap publicity. And the way they are advocating Tipu Sultan greatness is very shameful. A man who is known for converting thousands of Hindus, killing thousands of Hindus, and these people are celebrating.
But the Congress is saying it's being done at your behest. The AIMIM is doing it at your behest.
No, the Congress party is losing ground everywhere. Instead of regaining it, putting the blame on others and calling they are hosted by BJP, AIMM is a B team of BJP, is a shameful act.
Mr.
And
Rashid
they
Khan.
should, politically, they should be correct. They should, as an national political party,
जिसको हिंदी में कहते हैं गड़े मुर्दे उखाड़ना, quite literally, in order to create that political narrative in the state. Mr. Khan.
Ma'am, basically right now Indian constitution is based on secularism. So let's strengthen the fabric of secularism. When Ganesh Chaturthi was celebrated on Idgah, why can't Tipu Sultan Jayanti be celebrated on the same ground? What's so wrong in it? Tipu Sultan is the only king who sacrificed his life fighting with the British. And you cannot run away from the fact that Shri Ramnath Kovind, ex-president of India, praised Tipu Sultan by saying Tipu Sultan died a heroic death fighting the British.
So you support the AIMIM's demand.
Policies were
so you support the AIMIM's demand that there should be Tipu Jayanti allowed in the same place as Ganesh Chaturthi. Do you support that, Mr. Khan?
Ma'am, basically to strengthen the fabric of secularism, So what's so wrong in it if we are celebrating Tipu
How does
Sultan,
the fabric of secularism get
Jayanti on the same
strengthened
ground
by celebrating
where we
Tipu Sultan?
celebrated?
How
Yes,
does the fabric of secularism get
Ganesh
strengthened?
Chaturthi. And secondly, ma'am, Tipu Sultan was not a criminal. Tipu Sultan was not a British.
He is a murderer,
he was a freedom
sir.
fighter who laid down
He is
his
a
life
demon.
for India, for his mother. No. Should I tell you one thing? Tipu Sultan policies were not driven by religion. In fact, in his letter to Shankaracharya of Kamkoti, Pitam, he referred to the Shankaracharya as Jagat Guru, world leader. And he also donated offering to his shrine. You can't run away from this fact. And in 1970s, RSS had published a book praising Tipu and calling him patriot. His book was a part of Bharatiya series.
Okay,
and
respond to
Shri
that.
Ramnath
Sridhar.
Govind,
Every
ex-president
man has
of
different
India,
aspects.
praised Tipu
You
Sultan
cannot
by saying,
ignore one
Tipu
aspect
Sultan
of
died a
Tipu
heroic
Sultan
death.
and only focus on the
We
other.
cannot run away from this fact.
He called Shankaracharya Jagat Guru.
Yes, he called.
Let him call anybody as Jagat Guru, but the fact that he has butchered and murdered people, which he himself has gloated about, cannot be taken away from history. See, Padmaja, nobody is asking people to draw horns on the head of Tipu Sultan. Nobody is trying to say that make a festival where we try to burn the edify of probably Tipu Sultan. But the only thing is, you're equating, first of all, a Hindu festival such as Ganesh Chaturthi to Tipu Jayanti itself is wrong. And secondly, a person is equating Gandhi Jayanti with Tipu Jayanti. I don't know where did Gandhi gloat about killing so many people. So I don't know where do these ideas flame from. Are they students of true history? If they believe in history and if they believe in evidences, if they believe in those which have been recorded in history, they should go through the letters of Tipu Sultan. Just because he fought the British, he doesn't become holy. When you're fighting a person outside your house and you're killing people inside your house, you're still a murderer.
And Rashid Khan, just by the way, because of all this selective history that is told.
Which are published by RSS.
Rashid Khan, since a lot of selective history is told, there is a book called Tipu Sultan, the Tyrant of Mysore, where he quotes British historian Lewis Rice. He wrote the history of Mysore and Coorg. And Lewis Rice, who's a British historian, not RSS, not PJP, he says, vast empire of Tipu Sultan, on the eve of his death, there were only 2 Hindu temples having daily pujas within the Srirangapatnam fortress. It is only for the satisfaction of Brahmin astrologers who used to study his horoscope that Tipu spared those 2 temples. The entire wealth of every temple was confiscated before 1790 to make up for the revenue loss due to prohibition in the country. Now that you are going to ignore, you are like, what a wonderful man. He called Shankaracharya Jagat Guru, but then he shut down all the temples, took away their wealth, killed the priests, killed the devotees, killed the people, and said 2 temples I am going to let function.
These are the baseless. These are the baseless allegations.
Sir, this is a British historian who has been quoted. A British historian.
History has been twisted and turned
by a British man.
Turned into a wrong direction. We need to understand that he was a freedom fighter. Ma'am, can you run away from the fact that he was not a freedom fighter?
Says who? Who is saying that all of this is fiction? What I'm quoting to you is documented history by a historian who doesn't even belong to India, leave alone belong to the RSS.
History has been Ma'am, there are many historians who have written.
There are many historians. We will believe the ones who are saying things that we like to hear. Okay, very quickly, Dushyant Sridhar wants to respond, then I'll bring in Mr. Prakash again. Yes, Dushyant Sridhar.
Okay, so he says that history has been twisted. I'm just quoting historian Khan Hussain Ali Kirmani, who quotes the stone inscription in Srirangapatnam near Mysore during written as the words of Tipu Sultan. Here goes the line. O Almighty God, dispose the whole body of Kafirs, the infidels, scatter their tribe, cause their feet to stagger, overthrow their councils, change their state, destroy their very root, cause death to be near them, cut off from their many means of sustenance. This is what Tipu has said. Prayed to the Lord for the Hindus to be
Syed Hasanul Haq will say, did you get it on WhatsApp?
By a historian called Khan Hussain Ali Kirmani. This is a stone inscription which has been
Syed Hasanul Haq's possible answer to that would be, did you get it on WhatsApp? Because everything that is not palatable is WhatsApp. Dushyanth Sridhar.
Oh my goodness, this is from just because I'm reading from a phone, it doesn't mean it's from WhatsApp. Just because I'm reading from a phone, it doesn't mean I can't carry that bigger book. It is written in Mysore Gazetteer, and it has been quoted even by Khan Hussain Ali Kirmani. This is all documented. He can check, he can fact check. If he feels that what I'm stating is wrong, baseless, he has the absolute right to correct me. I will come on shows such as this, and I'll apologize. I have
Mr.
no
Noor
problem.
Ahmed, is it not just better to let some sleeping dogs lie in a contested history, especially when that history is an extremely painful one? Why can't you just let it lie? What is achieved by going back again and again and resurrecting this ghost of Tipu?
No, I just want to ask one thing, all of you. Hazrat Tipu Sultan is the only person in the history to discuss on. We have so many issues to discuss. Hazrat Tipu Sultan did so many good things also at the same time, and that era was a king's era. It was not a government which was going on.
Absolutely, we have many things to discuss. All the more reasons. Why should AIMIM jump in at this time and want to celebrate Tipu Jayanti? They should celebrate Mehengai Day. They should celebrate Garibi Day. They should celebrate.
So what is wrong in that?
Employment Day.
What is wrong in that?
Why is it needed? You yourself said. Why is it needed? You said there are so many subjects to discuss.
There are so many things to discuss on.
Then why is the AIMIM putting a memorandum for this? I am completely agreeing with you.
On that.
There is so much to discuss, sir. Why bring in a demand to celebrate Tipu Jayanti? Who cares? Who cares about this man? Other than those who want to keep hanging on to his coattails and his name for whatever benefit is going to accrue to them. Who cares about Tipu anymore to celebrate Tipu Jayanti? Mr. Noor?
No, I don't know about who cares or who don't, but there are people who care about Hazrat Tipu Sultan also.
Why?
We cannot just displease the people who care about Hazrat Tipu Sultan.
But when there are people who are deeply hurt by it, who stay in Karnataka, who are saying please let it go, the entire Jayanti has been scrapped, which was earlier celebrated by the Congress. Just let it be. What kind of politics is this, Mr. Noor?
No, it is a politics of BJP. Whenever they feel like they go and enjoy the Hazrat Tipu Sultan Jayanti. Mr. Yediyurappa, Mr. Jagdish Shettar, they themselves enjoyed the Hazrat Tipu Sultan Jayanti. There is a proof for that. Now there is elections in Karnataka. For that reason, they are bringing these kind of issues just to polarize the things.
Okay, respond. Mr. Prakash.
Didn't they know that
Mr. Yediyurappa had no problem putting on a Tipu cap. Now suddenly you are all anti-Tipu because it doesn't suit you.
No, madam, this has been discussed several times, hours together with the past. Now AIMIM wants to celebrate the Tipu Jayanti on Idgah Maidan in Hubli. It is not Idgah Maidan, it is Rani Kittur Rani Channamma Maidan. It is the their municipal corporation prerogative to permit or not to permit. The government has not banned celebrating some individuals Tipu Jayanti, but it will not be allowed on the government property, corporation property. Come what may, these people trying to create communal wedge in Karnataka just because election is round the corner. The government will not allow law and order to be
Mr. Rashid Khan, you want to celebrate in your office, not on government property. Mr. Rashid Khan.
No, so what's so wrong in it? First you tell me one thing, that is Tipu Sultan was a freedom fighter or not?
Congress
my question to you, was Tipu Sultan a freedom fighter or not?
We will not.
Did he lay down his life for his motherland or not? First, my question, answer to my question first.
Do you think that he is somebody who killed many Hindus?
Did he fight with the Britishers or not? Yes, ma'am. No.
Did he kill Hindus or not?
Did he fight with the Britishers or not?
But did he kill Hindus or not?
Was he killed by Britishers or not?
Did he kill Hindus or not?
Britishers ruled us for 200 years. You cannot
Hindus who lived in Karnataka, a state that you belong
to. No, this is a wrong allegation.
So that part of history you have decided to cancel. You don't like it, you will not believe in it, you cancelled it.
Wrong allegation.
It is over. That history never existed.
No. This is a wrong allegation.
This is wrong allegation. It's not allegation, it's history.
Britishers ruled India for 200 years. He was the only king who fought against Britishers as a death.
So did he break temples and confiscate their property? Yes or no?
Bhagat Singh Jayanti, when we celebrate Gandhi Jayanti, why can't
Sir,
we celebrate?
did he break temples and confiscate their property or no?
Secularism. No, this
On your property you celebrate, not on the government property. You
false
will not be allowed to
allegation
do.
framed on Tipu Sultan. History has been twisted, turned.
Okay, so the only history that you're willing to accept is the one where he is only unique character. He's only one side of his character, which is you want to remember him as a freedom struggle fighter, a freedom fighter, but everything else, which is the unpalatable part of his personality, you have decided to cancel it out altogether. Be that as it may, the simple solution to all of your demands and problems is, whether it comes to you, whether it is about the AIMIM, anyone who wants to celebrate, wants to glorify, wants to laud Tipu Sultan, and perhaps even you, Syed Hasanul Haq, should go ahead and do it on your property. Why seek any celebration on government property? Do it in your house.
No, they can also do it in the Congress party office.
Let Hubli, Haridwar, municipal corporation decide, take the final call.
एक चीज सीधी बात है, सीधी सी बात है
The municipal corporation of
कि टीपू सुल्तान मरहूम अलैहि रहमा, उनके और उनके जैसे जो वीर जिन्होंने धरती के लिए, मातृभूमि के लिए अपनी जान को कुर्बान किया, उनकी अपमानजनक, उनके लिए भ्रम फैलाने वाले लोग वो वही है लोग हैं जो कहा जाता है कि अंग्रेजी में अंग्रेज चले गए औलाद छोड़ गए। वो उन्हीं की औलादे हैं जो यहाँ जो है अंग्रेज आरएसएस की औलादे, ये लोग जो है भ्रम फैला रहे हैं और महान स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों के खिलाफ भ्रम फैला के और ये हिंदुस्तान के हिंदू मुस्लिम को बांटने का काम कर रहे हैं। टीपू सुल्तान के बारे में आप
not on the government property. We will not allow.
फनी थिंग इज, आप कह रहे हैं कि अंग्रेज चले गए, अपनी औलाद छोड़ गए, पर जो अंग्रेज चले गए हैं उनके हिस्टोरियन भी यही कह रहे हैं कि टीपू सुल्तान मंदिरों को खाली करके उसकी सारी जायदाद अपने पास रखते थे और फिर उनको तोड़ देते थे। तो ये सिर्फ उनकी औलाद ही नहीं, अंग्रेज खुद भी ये कह करके गए हैं। एनी हाउ, बी दैट एज इट मे, ट्राइंग टू ग्लोरीफाई, if you want to celebrate, please go ahead, do it. You want to celebrate one aspect of a man who's long gone, do it. But to ask for a government celebration or a celebration on government land, will that